Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Jake, this is Nadia, this is Buddy, that's Sedona, this is Babu, and today we're talking about the infamous Megamind sequel that has been released onto Peacock. A lot has been said about this. I'm personally a big fan of Megamind, even though I saw it like last year, I think. We watched it together and I was like, how have I never seen this? I don't think it performed well at the box office when it came out in 2010, but I think it's become kind of a cult classic or just a classic. It's really good, the original Megamind. It's such a great movie that feels very kind of complex and the characters are very well drawn. Peacock has presented after a long time, 14 years have passed. Now we get Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate. What did you think of this film?
Horror. It was so disappointing. I love the original film. I was excited to watch this because I like the original film a lot. It's kind of crazy to me that this sequel was allowed to be made. I feel like they should know that it's now a beloved classic. It's just, there was so low effort, like just minimum effort that you could put into a film. The animation was horrible. The script was so corny. I felt like they just like got drunk one night, write the script and be like, oh, this is funny. And they just never like became sober. They just became alcoholics.
I'm surprised because I thought it was sort of delightful. Like the animation was bad, but I thought it was fun.
No. And I'm
totally kidding right now.
Oh, thank God. I was about to say, oh God, I have to argue this.
It was horrible. I mean, The animation, it really looked worse than straight to DVD, like animated, like most straight to DVD animated movies. I mean, this felt very much like in the vein of early 2000s, like Disney Channel computer animated stuff. Roly Poly Oly's looks better than this. I mean, it was so stiff, like just the motions, almost a sense of the budget. Like I feel bad almost because I don't think the people who made this wanted to have such a low budget and had to make it like this.
I don't think the actors were the same either. I think it was like different actors.
It was different. Yeah, well, Will Ferrell did. And Brad Pitt was in the, Tina Fey. So, it was totally different. The guy who played Megamind, he didn't even sound like Megamind. And go ahead.
And also, what's the idea behind changing one of the main characters' name? The guy who's known as Chump in this film was known as Minion.
Yeah. Maybe they're like, we don't want the kids to get confused about the Minions movie.
They literally played the audience like they were dumb. Like, there's no other way to say it with the script and with the name change, if that is the reason. I mean, like, they treated the sequel as if the first one was not beloved and first one wasn't done well. Like, I thought the first one was incredibly done. I'm having trouble, like, verbalizing my thoughts because I really got annoyed. And I was like, when is this going to be over? And it's supposed to be, I think, a pilot for the series that follows.
There's a short series.
And I'm not watching the series. Are you freaking kidding me? Like, that was, like, painful.
Just to, like, explain how frustrated I was watching this. It was my idea to watch this because I'd seen people talking about how it's bad. And I'm like, well, let's see if it's actually that bad. I put it on. Within the first 5 minutes, I felt embarrassed. Like I was sinking into my seat. I felt bad for showing it. I don't even know if we should talk about this because it is kind of like clearly directed at kids on Peacock who are just like on Peacock Kids streaming,
But like there's no like, this is a sequel. The first one was great for every audience.
That's what I don't get.
And so why would they make the second one like that? Like,
here's what I think. Like they wanted to do some kind of like superhero story that's, streaming story for kids, but they need an IP. What's something that hasn't been mined and destroyed? Well, how about Megamind? People seem to like it. However, they don't realize that everyone who liked it when they were kids are adults, and it's more of like an adult type of story in a sense. I mean, it's definitely for kids, but it's very universal and fun. And I don't see what the point of turning it into something like this is. It takes all of the wit and charm out of it.
If it was for kids, I mean, I'm not saying it wasn't, but like we watched it not that long ago, the first one.
Yeah, it's great.
And we enjoyed it as adults. Like it was really well done. It's just disheartening when people don't put the right amount of effort into sequels and decide to make it for money grab.
No, yeah, I don't blame the animators. I don't really blame the creative people behind this because it so clearly felt like the studio doing a shallow cash grab thing.
Yeah.
It's very cheaply made. You can tell every second of it is so stiff and awkward. You can almost feel the script crunching around. Like, we could show this, but it'd be way too expensive. So let's just keep everything in this one location on these barren streets where there's nobody and just have these awkward scenes of them talking to each other. All the gestures are like,
Well, it felt like felt like a DIY job.
And I wouldn't blame them for doing a show like this. There's plenty of stuff like this for kids that's computer animated, that's not the most finely looking stuff, but there's usually someone with a heart or passion behind it trying to tell an original story. This clearly felt like, all right, we got to do a Megamind sequel and just like produce it like this other TV crap that we usually do.
It just makes me sad because it reminds me that we're in this age where we're hyper consuming content without the quality, right? So we have Peacock, which this is what's streaming on, where the quality is so low and so undermining of the whole franchise. And I just wonder, like, would you do this with Toy Story? Would you do this with like Shrek?
It feels like they don't have any respect for the original Megamind.
Yeah, and
people love that.
That's
movie.
exactly it.
Yeah.
And it's like, so let's just make another one really quickly as possible. Let's lower the standard completely because they're gonna watch the second one just because the first one did so well, at least over time. It has no alignment between what worked the first time versus what they're doing right now. They don't align that at all. They don't even. It doesn't even seem like they consider it.
No.
Honestly, I have nothing else to say about it. I give it a 1.
I would too.
And I do not recommend. So.
The conspiratorial part of my brain wonders if they deliberately wanted to do it with Megamind because they know people would get really mad about it.
What?
There might be a hate watching kind of thing where it's like, if it was some random kids show, nobody would give a crap if it's bad. But because they're doing Megamind, maybe people will hate watch it. It'll get some online attention, which it clearly has. We might want to just get into spoilers. I mean, it's not like you guys are probably going to watch it anyways.
1, 2, 3.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
It's bad. I mean, I don't even know what to say.
There's nothing. No.
It's like
Megamind, who's now a hero in the city, and then
it's like days after the previous movie.
Yeah, and he has his evil friends who
Syndicate.
Get out of prison. And then I was confused because I'm like, did he have friends? I thought like that was one of his things is that he was a little bit more lonely. But I guess like there was some evil plan that he conjured up. Now he has to pretend to be a villain, and then that's basically what the movie is about, is he's pretending to be a villain. Chomp or Minion, whoever he wants to be called, I guess, in this film, which I think is so crazy that one of the main characters, he wasn't like in 80% of the film, 90% of the film. I felt like he was barely there, and his character was so watered down completely.
Yeah.
He just was like, I want to be a sidekick. Oh, you don't appreciate me. I'm going to go this. And he was just like the very nice guy at the end, but it was just so corny the way it was done.
Well, the character arcs for all of them were very deliberately stated at like in one scene in the movie where Roxanne is like, I want to do something more with my life. It was just very, 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 very simple. And you know what's funny? Watching the animation of this for so long, I wanted to see, like I was just watching clips of Megamind, the original on YouTube. After watching Megamind 2, then watching the original, it's like looking at Avatar: The Way of Water. Just the quality of animation, you're just like, oh my God, like this looks really good. And not even just like the textures or anything, because things have changed and gotten better over time, but just the literal movements of the characters, the animation, the expressions, the expressiveness, the movement of the camera. Like it's just so much better and higher quality. It's kind of shocking. The story is just so incredibly simple that even for hour 25 minutes, it's boring. It's hard to sit through. The Doom Syndicate, all their powers are very simple and kind of boring. There's not really any good action set pieces or anything.
And it just felt like Roxanne, the kid who streams live. It was like, it felt so out of time. It was like, I would think that this was made 13 years ago and not the original film sometimes, because it's like, look, we're streaming, we're doing this. I was in detention, but now I'm streaming and I'm a middle schooler who now gets herself in danger. Isn't that cool? And there's no I in team, you know?
Oh, and all the girl power stuff when they were like, we girls got to have our secrets, and they'd fist bump. And
it was just so corny. It's like, what is happening here? Like, these jokes are so old, and it was just one line after another and after another like that. I don't understand. Like, I have so little to say because I keep repeating myself, because I literally my brain is like confused, you know?
There's this climax of the movie involves like the Doom Syndicate trying to break into a door to push a button that will launch the city to the moon. it's so visually bland and poorly done that it is so dull and boring, you know?
Yes, and it's just they dumbed down every character.
In Megamind as a character, like, you don't even get a sense of who he was or who he is, you know, that personality's all gone. His relationship to Roxanne, it feels like nothing. Like, I thought they had something.
We know who he is. He's good.
He's good. He's good now. That's his personality. You know, there were so many moments. There's one moment, I think it was in the trailer. He sees someone in peril and he's like, "Oh, that's too bad for them. Wait a second, I'm good now." And like, but the pacing and timing was so awkward and quick that it was just like so incredibly weird and poorly done and rushed.
I don't have anything else to say. I'm utterly disappointed, and my day is just...
It goes without saying, it's probably the worst thing we've seen this year, like, subjected our eyes to.
And it's only March.
I'm sorry. I feel bad about...
I hope this is the worst movie I will be watching the rest of the year.
I feel bad about dissing Kung Fu Panda 4. I mean, that is a masterpiece.
My God, masterpiece. Yeah. Completely masterpiece.
Brilliant film.
Well, let us know if you've seen it.
Yes, this might be a short one. We're just out of takes.
I'm depressed.
It's okay. It's all right. We're moving on. We're going to watch some good movies next. There's some good stuff coming out, I think. Thank you, everyone, for watching.
Ghostbusters is coming out.
Oh, God. Yeah, okay, maybe not. We'll see.
Well.
Thank you, everyone, for watching. We hope you have a good one. Bye-bye.
Have a good day. Bye.